Alright guys, another day, another adventure. Stan called me last night. He wants to go detecting. So that's where we're off today. We're going to go in search of Colonial. We have a 350-year-old Colonial trade route that we've found lots of goodies on before. And we're going to go explore a section we've never done before. So that's today's adventure. So our journey starts here on a 1910 road that goes up into the forest, and it will eventually hit a road from 1853, which was part of the old colonial trade route even before that. I'm just waiting to see if Stan's going to swim across this pond here, how deep it's going to be. Dude, we're not in Peru. You need a machete? What?
We're going in the bush, my friend.
Oh geez, what did I sign up for here? You're bushwhacking.
Yeah, we're whacking, guys. All day, you said.
I'm good, all day. Let's do it. So we checked this one out already. We couldn't drive the vehicles through here. There's about a 3-foot trench that crosses the road right here. Sammy's gonna jump it.
Go, Sam, go, buddy. Go, do it. Come on,
so right here, there's no way we'd get through that one. That's 3 feet deep.
Goodness, you went, little bugger. Hit that gravel pile?
Just don't wipe out, it's cold.
No, I'm not waiting. I'm dry.
That doesn't look dry.
I'm dry.
So the old road we're on here, you can't really see it, but if we look down here 100 yards, that is the original portage route down there. You can see water past those birch trees. So anywhere all through here on these old roads, they could have been used, they could have actually portaged on parts of these trails. So a good spot to detect. Might not be a lot of stuff here, but if we do find something, it's going to be old. So this road, 1910, was put in here because there were a lot of gravel pits back in the day, and this is one of them right here. So 110 years ago, they were back in here taking gravel out. So we talked about it in a previous video, guys. The portage comes straight through there, and 300 years ago, Stan and I showed you in a previous video, he found like a pier over there underneath that fallen down tree. It's like a rock corral system. What do you think that is, Stan?
It looks like it was excavated on both sides, dredged out for something that floats. This used to be a lake here that was about 8-10 feet deep.
300 years ago it was.
300 years ago.
Yeah.
And they used the water from here to flood the portages by control of a dam at the back, which is no longer there. So they would let the water out if the water level was low in the portage. And, you know.
It sounds extensive, but we have found British engineering buttons in our hunts out here. So we know there was a core of British engineers here. So there might be something more to Stan's theory.
It's a theory that I got from other now past senior historians, so that it's a good theory.
Well, then it definitely holds more water, Stan.
It definitely holds more traditional knowledge.
This is absolutely amazing. You see the size of that tree right there? That's a 200-year-old tree, and it's growing out of this pier. So we also had the idea that maybe loggers 100 and some years ago built this pier, but because of the size of this tree, that tells us no, this pier has been here a lot longer than that, and it's all piled stone, man-made. Look at this. Nobody else knows this is here. That is definitely a man-made pier. And you look at the size of that tree coming out of there, guys, there's got to be some colonial treasures right around this pier. So right there, guys, that's the waterway that they would have come down 300 years ago. This whole thing right here was full of water though too. So I'm standing on that old pier right now. Stan's working away along at the bottom. We're hoping that a canoe or something would have been tipped over and we're going to find some goodies here, but so far nothing to report. So it's taken 2 hours to get here. It sucks, but I need to eat so that I can, blood sugar levels dropping. 2 hours of hiking and we finally get to the good spot, but I gotta eat. We'll be right back. Okay, so I've just come around the edge of the pier here, and right at the end, I don't want to get my hopes up, but look at this. Oh, that's a coin signal right there, guys. Okay, I've got it, and I don't know what it is. I don't think it's that old. Copper something. It's got a green tint to it. So Stan says a brass to copper plumbing adapter with a thread in here. I banged out the dirt, so we knew it was modern. What do you figure, 20s, 30s?
Well, whenever they made copper pipe, after brass, after they switched from, you know, brass house piping. My house was built...
What the hell is that doing out here in the middle of the swamp?
My house was built in 33 and it still had some brass piping in it. So it was built in the 30s.
Yeah, but what's it doing out here in the middle of the swamp, Stan? Riddle me that. Not gonna lie, guys, that was disappointing. Out here in the middle of the swamp in a colonial era spot, 1920, 1930 plumbing. What the hell? I can't answer that.
We're like 5 miles from the nearest building of any kind.
We just hiked 2 hours through the bush to get here, so I don't know. I'm just swinging under the big tree here, and I see a little skull of something. What is this? Oh, a beaver. A little baby beaver. Look at that. That's cool.
I said if we could just somehow tie a detector coil to the bottom of Sammy's belly, he could run through the bush detecting, you know, put the unit on his back, and when you started hearing dings, then, you know, the dog was on something. Look how beautiful and clear this is. I want to swing.
All right, swing away. It does have that old feel to it. Again, we're just 100 feet off of the old canoe route right here, so.
See, this is regrowth here. This whole perimeter here is regrowth. Like, it's not old.
All right, made in Canada, Dominion Canuck. That's probably 1950s. In very good shape for the age of it. What do you got?
Looks like a logging artifact. I'd say hand hammered if you look at the flattening of it. And it's old, late 1800s.
Yeah, an old logging chain.
Some sort, tied to a log, broke off, hammered into, you know, whatever. But that's an old hand one.
Don't get me wrong, I love going with Stan. I see country I wouldn't otherwise see. But I walk and I walk and I walk and I find old shell casings, and that's about it. In search of these colonial treasures, we do more walking and swinging than actual finding. But when we do find something, if you guys go back and watch the colonial videos we have on the channel, we have some amazing finds on there. Anyway, you might have to check those out. Stan assures me we're coming up to something good here, but if I were you, I'd go back and check out those other videos. So I just found another shell here. I believe it's a Dominion as well. But I wanted to show you guys, it's got crimping around the outside. Normal shells have the ring like this. So that's probably 1920s or even earlier. Okay, correction. So this one is 12 gauge. Dominion, export, and then Canada above it. So we don't know if that's an old British shell that they were exporting to Canada at the time. But those crimp marks, I have found another one like that. I know it's old.
Like a moose. Get up there in the bush, bro.
Oh, look at this. Look what I just found, guys. That is colonial.
That's colonial.
We just left the shotgun shell. I moved over 5 feet. I got an iron signal. I said, I'm going to dig that anyway, Stan. Look at this, guys. That is a colonial knife.
Yeah. Or a razor.
Or a razor, yes. But it's definitely...
Because they did shave. Okay, so this is the campground. This...
Dude. We're on another spot.
I know we are.
That is totally a razor.
And if you could clean it up and identify any markings on it, if there are. Because razors had markings. You know,
well,
they weren't the stainless of today.
We're on it. Get digging. So unless you guys are diehards of my channel, you won't recognize or remember this. But in a video we made a year ago, I'm going to show you guys the creek is behind me, right down there. Stan and I walked in 3 miles from the other direction, and we stopped on the other bank of the creek. And in that video, I found a 350-year-old colonial red coat pocket knife on the bank on the far side. We didn't come to this side. Since then, Stan has come back and he found that old axe head. We think there's another camping spot or an area that maybe this is where they overnighted. This is where a couple portage routes join together, so we're going to dig. 1700s British colonial knife. I dug one of these the other day in the last video. I got to go get Stan and show him this. I found it. Starting to rain here now. Not sure how much longer. We got about a 2-hour hike to get out of here. But I just found what I think is an old iron button. Pretty sure that's what it is. I mean, with iron, it's hard to tell how old they are, but definitely it could be colonial. I have found colonial buttons like that before, right at the fort. I don't know. So you can see the end of it right there. Definitely an iron button.
It's not pewter, I don't think.
No, it's definitely iron.
Definitely iron.
So I gave this a good brush, guys. I'm pretty sure that's old. It's got a bar going through the middle of it, kind of designed like a hem weight. So I think that's old. Well, there's an old flattened lead musket ball right there, guys. We are on the right track anyway. Finding some old stuff. Down there 5 inches and just buried in roots. Yeah, there it is, guys. Musket ball, first one of the day. We are on the spot. That is English colonial all day long. Right beside the one I just pulled that was flattened. All right, Stan says he's got a nice artifact. We think we're on it. Look, guys, I just found another lead here. This is weird. Within 6 inches of each other, I've got 3 leads. And this one is flat with a... What's the tail on the lead called?
Sproul.
Is that a sproul or what is that? It's flattened.
I don't know. It's melted or flattened or something. Fucked up. Sorry, that's screwed up.
Beep! That's brass.
Yeah, that's colonial.
Well, I know, but... Dude! We are on it.
Yeah, right down this furrow here. Behind the swamp is probably...
Look at that, guys.
Brush it off, bud.
Okay, we'll take a look, see if there's any markings or anything on it. All right, so I brushed it off. There's no markings or anything, but definitely colonial. Let's keep digging.
Yep, dig on.
Well, there's musket ball number 4, and they all came out of right here in this little area. 1 there, and then 3 right in there. Weird. There's number 5, guys, out of the same hole. If you ever find really old lead shot and you give it a wipe down and get all the crust and stuff off, there'll be a thick layer of white patina on there. That's hundreds of years old. Okay, so we went from a musket ball hole to look at this. These were all buried in one hole. There's more in there. One of them wasn't fired. This one here, I don't know what that is. We'll have to take a look. Look at that. All in one hole.
Holy crap.
What do you got?
Old iron. Looks like a collar off the handle. This is really deep. Very deep by a tree.
So colonial?
Yeah. No idea.
13 shell casings, guys, out of one hole. I think it's empty now. So we'll take that home and get rid of those. Square nail. That tells me we're getting close. Guys, I just found a ring. Could be a colonial. Could be a colonial trade good. I got a ring. I got a ring. I have a 16th century Jesuit ring, which got no attention when I posted it on YouTube. Guys, nobody has that crap except this guy. I don't think this is Jesuit, but it's missing a stone. Fell out of it, but it could be a trade good. I don't know.
That's a trade ring. Absolutely, 100%.
Gonna have to brush this off and take a look.
Trade ring minus the stone, dude. Look at the pictures.
Look at that. That is totally a colonial trade ring, guys. No markings. They were just cheaply mass-produced rings, but look at the age on that. That's 300, 350 years old all day long.
Gary, get it right. It's 400. The trade
Well,
started
it could be 400. It could be up to 400 years old. Stan's right. It could be. Another unshot, perfect musket ball.
Yep.
We're on it. We have to be on it. We have not found stuff like this since we found the fort.
Yeah.
There's another one, guys. I don't know. Did he tip the canoe here or what? So I'm back under the big tree. That's where we pulled 5 musket balls there earlier. And I just pulled 2 more right here. I think this whole area is full of them right here. Along with, 10 feet over there, a trade ring. So where's the axe? Where's the silver buttons? Where's the treasure, Stan?
Stay tuned. Keep swinging, brother.
All right.
Keep swinging.
I can testify the water is bloody cold. So the last couple holes I've been digging here, right at the edge of the water, they're filling in. We're going to pack up from here and we're going to move back. We've got one more spot we want to check. I think we're close right here, guys. We're going to be back to this spot. If we find anything else good, I'll turn you guys back on. We got a long 2-hour hike out of here. So if not, stay tuned for the next adventure. I might even come out again later this week. This guy's got a good feeling about Colonial. Thanks, Stan.
Gary's back. Gary's back.
Gary's back.
Hey!
Just want to show you guys the axe that Stan found back there where we were today. He brought it. I insulted him. I said 1700s. No, late 1500s. You can see the markings. We found about 6 or 7 of these now, in our travels.
Yeah.
So this isn't the axe of God, which is the one I pulled out of the swamp and has the JC, Jesus Christ, and the Jesuit markings on it. But this is a fantastic piece. And he had this fixed by the blacksmith. So he's going to send me that video and I'll show you guys the blacksmith restoring this 400-year-old piece.
In the old days, when they dented them, they threw them away. And the eye hole was crushed in, so he straightened it out for me by putting it on the point of an anvil and hammering it while red hot.
Nice. Stan is also going to be putting a handle on the axe of God, and we'll show you guys that at some point as well too.
Video here of my blacksmith friend repairing my 400-year-old axe head. This is too cool. Awesome. The old axe head, old school repair. Red hot. Red hot. Look, see? Puts it on the anvil. End of the anvil's pointed. Brings everything back to, you can shape it the way he likes it. Totally cool, bro. I may become a blacksmith instead of a snowbird. Just stay warm by the forge, you know?
You do. It's You often have some heat in your shop, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
forge